Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not yet followed this man, this character, this video game character known as Saeed on Instagram, then you can go follow him on Instagram at Saeed Mobayed. So just look up my name, okay? You'll find me on Instagram. I post lots of cool little, bits of whatever is going on, right? So, okay. There is a quote I want to share with you guys here from the Sufi poet Rumi, who I've been reading more and more of his poetry lately because it's just so fucking good, okay? So, the wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God. The wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God. Let me repeat this one more time. 3 is a charm. The wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God. So, let me tell you guys something. First of all, we are all heartbroken. I'm gonna go ahead and say we're all heartbroken. And many of us have gone through the conventional, standard, mainstream heartbreak in a romantic context. That's most of us have. Some of us maybe haven't, maybe not to the same extent as others. Maybe our heartbreaks lie somewhere else. Okay? But truth remains, 3 out of 4 people, definitely 3 out of 4 people watching this, or 3 out of 4 people anywhere, have experienced some deep romantic heartbreak. Okay, so how can that be the doorway to God? The heartbreak doesn't have to be romantic neither, by the way. Your heartbreak can be heartbreak by your parents because you might have been very abused as a child. Your heartbreak, you know what? Even if your parents have been really nice to you and you've just kind of met your sweetheart in high school and no breakup and it's perfect. Let me tell you something. Society gives you a heartbreak. Civilization, being a civilized man, a civilized woman, gives you heartbreak because it takes away from the animal side in you. It takes away from your connection to nature, having to wear shoes, having to be in a city, having to breathe this subpar oxygen and with so many toxins. Just trust me, being in civilization, being in modern society, with all its diseases and sickness and negative ways of being, is heartbreaking, as is. Having to work when all you want to do is paint, or all you want to do is just go and work out or whatever, and having to work 5 days a week in something that you fucking hate, that's heartbreaking. So all of us are in one way or another heartbroken. And how is it that the wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God? How is this that when your heart is broken, that's the doorway to God? Well, any time we have a heartbreak, that heartbreak is a form of ego loss. Anytime we're heartbroken, I look at a heartbreak as a bad mushroom trip. That's what I look at. When your heart is broken, a heartbreak is a bad mushroom trip. It's a bad psychedelic trip. It's taking a psychedelic and having a bad trip. That's what a heartbreak is. And what does a psychedelic trip do to you? Whether it's a good trip or a bad trip, it dissolves your ego. It gives you ego death. And any time you're heartbroken, you experience ego death. So in a romantic context, because most of you guys can relate, I certainly can, when somebody breaks your heart romantically, you go and you're depressed. Somebody who's heartbroken is the same as someone who's depressed. They're depressed. They feel like there's no meaning to life. They feel like there's no purpose to existence. There's no purpose to waking up. There is nothing. There's no happiness. There's no joy. There's no laughter. Everything's so gloomy and everything's so dim, and reality is just shitty, right? It's just shitty. Some people, when they're heartbroken, they start to have suicidal thoughts. So you're experiencing ego death here. by being heartbroken. Ego death is essentially everything that you've thought about reality for you is no longer true. So while you were in this relationship, you thought, you get in a relationship and you live ever happily after. Or you get in a relationship and you get in a monogamous dynamic and that's it. She won't cheat on you, he won't cheat on you, and this is your version of reality. Then maybe it happens that your significant other, your partner, does cheat on you. And now your version of reality is fucked up, right? This monogamous way, the way you thought things to be monogamy, is fucked up. Now it's challenged, right? It's challenged. Some people, when they're heartbroken, you start to question reality, like existence, right? That sounds a lot like a psychedelic trip. That sounds a lot like what happens when your ego dies. Right? Your ego's it's your old version of reality is crumbled. It's crumbled. It's taken a beating. And now you're challenged. You have to question reality again. You have to question love again. You have to question relationship dynamics again. You have to question your own personal position as far as relationships go. You have to question why you're in a you want to be in a relationship in the first place. You have to question what love is. You have to question what a relationship is. You have to question, it's all crumbling. All of reality is crumbling. You're experiencing your ego, your beliefs about reality, your beliefs about love, your beliefs about people, about the opposite sex. It's all challenged. It's put to the test here. And you experience this form of ego death. You feel disconnected. When you're in a relationship and you're in love with someone, this love connection, it just connects you and dissolves boundaries, and you're able to experience union with another being. Then you're disconnected from it. You see? And now you look for another place for connection. And that's why in this heartbroken state, the wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God. See what I mean? Right here and then. Right here and then. Because now you were in this connection. It's amazing. It's beautiful. Love. It's love. It's union. You know everything about the other person. The other person knows everything about you. They know what you like. They know your preferences. Just everything is beautiful. Everything is flowery. You have this rituals. You go to these specific places and just hold hands and kiss, and it's just beautiful. Union. You experience union. You experience reality as not just your own identity, but now with someone else. You're intertwined. You share a reality with someone else, and that's been broken from you. And now you're wailing. Your heart's broken. Your heart's broken. You're crying. It's wailing. And now, in that state, you look for another source of connection. And there is the doorway to God. There is the doorway to the infinite source, which is the source of all love, which is the source of everything. Now, people in this heartbroken state can resort to drugs for connection. They can resort to video game addiction. They can resort to food. That's a very common one, right? You're trying to connect to this. You want a connection. So you develop a new connection with cookies, or a new connection with your video game console, or a new connection with cocaine or something, some form of drug. And you're now looking for this connection with God, with the infinite, with the source. And here is a very good chance for you to find that source. Here's a good chance for you to find your real source of connection. Because look, this experience of being in love with another being, this is an extension. It's a small, tiny part of the connection to the source. You and your lover, who is no longer your lover, are two little drops in the ocean who found each other and merged with one another and became a bigger part of the ocean. But both of you are in this infinite ocean. And it's an ocean of love. Okay? So, you two experienced this feeling because you two allowed each other to experience each other as the whole ocean. And then when you got cut off from this little drop, you forgot that you're the whole ocean. You see, it's a mind fuck. But that's what happens in the experience of love. The experience of loving another being. We're talking in this case romantic love, right? What happens is you and the other person allow each other, give each other the space to experience yourself and the other person's self as the whole ocean. Okay? So now, when your heart's wailing, you can begin to experience yourself, to look for your real deeper self and experience yourself as the ocean. Okay? And so this is why I recommend, if you're heartbroken, get your ass to nature. Go out into nature and just chill. Meditate there. And because you have a very good chance right now. You have a very good chance to find God, which is inside you. To become the ocean. To connect into this infinite source of love. This infinite source of everything. This is the source that gave you the beautiful experience of loving and being in union with another being. But the nice thing about this infinite source, the source of love, this source of you and the other person that you're in love with and everything that exists, okay, is once you get in touch with that, you will be in love with all that comes to you. You will be that loving awareness that is just loving everything that it's aware of, that is loving people as they are, that is loving itself as it is in the moment, in whatever incarnation, whatever character it happens to be experiencing the universe through. It's a really beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because we are all love, and we are the ocean of love. Within us, we're one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively, right? We're this one ocean of love experiencing itself as little tiny drops of love. It's fooling itself into thinking, I'm a little tiny little drop of love when I am the whole ocean of love. You see? So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where you're heartbroken, and this applies to any situation. So, your heartbreak could be simply like society, right? Like you're working 9 to 5. Let's say you have a perfect romantic relationship, right? Let's say it's perfect. Let's say your parents have been just sweethearts to you, but you're stuck in this 9 to 5 system, this heartbreaking system, this ruthless system that has no warmth, no love, no compassion. And let's say that you just feel so frustrated and oh fuck this, and you know it's frustrating you to no ends, the system of working, of wage slavery. Well, now is a chance for you, because your heart feels broken, to find God. And the way you're gonna find God is through finding a creative outlet for you, because you're so fed up with the system and you're like, fuck this, I don't want to be dependent on this, I want to share my creative outlet with the world, and that's how I want to get paid. See, in that heartbreak, you end up finding your creative outlet, which is finding God. Anytime you're finding your creative outlet, you're finding this, you're connecting with the muse, finding your creative outlet, you're painting stuff, you're creating music, you're creating videos. You know, I paint with words, that's my thing, right? So it's my creative outlet, and I feel like I really connected to God when I'm making these videos, because that's just the muse speaking through me. So in this midst of being heartbroken by society, by the system, by the ruthless system that is in place, you find God through finding your creative outlet. You see? So, you know, I think that's where I'm going to finish off the video. The wailing of broken hearts is the doorway to God. Whenever you're heartbroken, take it as a chance to find God, which is to find yourself, which is really who you are, who we all are. We're all sharing, we're all this awareness, we're this one consciousness, this one awareness, and we're just fooling ourselves, playing make-believe that we are separate, but really we're all this oneness experiencing itself in this unique physical manifestations, and it's beautiful. So that's it, guys. God bless you all. Check out my free book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate Life in All Areas. It's 19 pages, and really, like, you'll probably go take a shit or something, read it, and you'll be good. After 19 pages, you'll probably read it 1 time, 2 times, you'll be good. Guarantee you it will open your mind to some things, okay? Also, so if you want that free book, either link in the description, in the comment, or just go on the internet and look up 5powerfulhabits.com. Now, you can also check out my other book, The Master Player, a practical guide to win the game of life, because you guys know I love to ramble about simulation theory and how we're all in this big video game and just God fooling itself, playing with itself, right? Well, okay, but while we're in this subjective manifestation known as the ego, as the character, we want to be able to win the game, play it and win it, right? And that's what the book is all about, winning the game. It's very practical, right? It's not a very long video, not a very long book, but very practical. So check out that book, link for it in the description, in the comments, or just go to themasterplayer.com. I love every single one of you guys, really I do, but don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.